Members of Mar-a-Lago would be smart to hide the ketchup. On the red trickle, not ketchup, in Tuesday's midterm elections, former President Donald Trump is reportedly on the rampage. In fact, here is Trump advisor. That's according to a report from Jim Acosta. Quote, Trump is livid and screaming at everyone after last night's disappointing midterm results for the Republicans. The advisor went on to slam the former president's handpicked contenders. They were all bad candidates. Candidates matter, the advisor said. Now, the New York Times' Maggie Haberman also chimed in with Twitter, on Twitter with her own source. And get this, Trump is now blaming Melania. I'm not kidding. I'm not kidding. Trump, she writes, is indeed furious this morning, particularly about Melania and Oz, and is blaming everyone who advised him to back Oz, including his wife, describing it as not her best decision, according to people close to him. Wow. Look, I just can't believe that a mail-order bride would be bad at picking Republican candidates. Who would have known? Who would have known? Really? Again, seriously, Oz, Dr. Oz was not only incredibly smarmy, but he sold dubious products in his TV show for years, got hauled in front of Congress for doing so. The guy claimed that, oh no, I'm selling these weight loss pills, instant weight loss. Yeah, you're going to lose a lot of weight with this stuff. Not FDA approved, doesn't work. It's just snake oil. He didn't even live in Pennsylvania. And by the way, he also murdered puppies. And it got creepier when, he would, all these interviews came out where he volunteered this information about him smelling and tasting people's urine. Oh, no, see, you can tell certain conditions from the smell and taste of someone's pee. Okay, they did some of that back in like the 1850s, right? You really don't have to do that anymore. And again, I'm not trying to kink shame or anything like that. Dr. Oz, if you're into that, you're into that. That's cool, right? Good for you. But why would you volunteer that information? Probably not the best thing to do. But again, the worst thing was the puppy murder. Bad pick would be an understatement. All right. Add to that, Fetterman being a pretty good pick, and actually an excellent pick. He's progressive on a lot of issues, populist. And even though he had a stroke, which, again, for a while, had limited his ability to speak, which caused the right wing, of course, to just hurl all sorts of weirdo ableist attacks at him. Tucker Carlson basically called him a cyborg. I mean, bizarre, right? But look, Fetterman, he's spent some time. He's recovering. He's able to go out there in the campaign trail, spread the progressive message. And look at that. He won. He's pretty much now recovered, by the way, and he's about 99% back to normal and is going to be the new senator for Pennsylvania. Nice. Trump also attacked Don Bolduc for losing to Maggie Hassan, saying that he didn't lean into the big lie enough, which Bolduc definitely did during the primary, and then stepped away just a little bit during the general, and then when he wasn't doing very well, he decided to go back to it. Apparently, not enough. Not enough. So, look, there's a lot of reasons, by the way, that Republicans underperformed in the midterm election. You had abortions, of course, record turnout by young people, black voters. And then, of course, you had just terrible candidates. But the big thing is, that, again, that midterms, more people showed up than traditionally do in the midterms to stop the Republicans. And that's interesting. Now, that said, you had Republican wins. Absolutely did. And not just, the House, but also, and Tim Ryan, of course, losing to J.D. Vance in the Senate for Ohio. But look, you also have election deniers, people who are skeptical still of the 2020 election. In fact, more than 170 of these skeptics, including nearly 30 who explicitly said the 2020 presidential election was stolen or rigged, have been elected to the House of Representatives. Now, over a third of the chamber will be populated by Republicans who have questioned the validity or denied the validity of the election results in 2020. The vast majority of states, by the way, will also have at least one federal lawmaker who is an election denier. So that is, incredible and disturbing. Then of course, you have the Republican voters who haven't gone anywhere, except apparently to the polls. They still think Biden stole the election. Apparently that wasn't enough to get them to turn out, to make this red wave happen that they were expecting. That said, the fact that the most pro-Trump crazies didn't win, while DeSantis' crush in Florida says that Donald Trump is not as influential in Republican politics as he was before. We'll see if that happens, but I don't know. According to this advisor, though, Trump is now concerned about an upcoming announcement he's going to make on the 15th. A lot of people are speculating that that's when Donald Trump is going to announce his run for 2024. Except now, oops, he's not going to be doing this on a red wave. This advisor said it's unlikely Trump would delay his presidential announcement, but only because it's quote unquote too humiliating to delay. Too humiliating. Right, correct. Again, Republicans, they're going to barely squeak by in the House and maybe tie the Senate. It's not going to be because of help from Donald Trump. In fact, if anything, we see that Trump was more of a drag, an albatross around their necks and of the Republican Party. And that right there, I think, is the most encouraging sign from this election cycle.